Benefits of Sativa and Indica. When it comes to the cannabis family, the Sativa and Indica species are the best known. And although both are used for medical and recreational purposes, the widespread belief is that they act differently. Do you know what the differences are between the two? Stay at the end of the video to find out something awesome. Disclaimer: this video is for informational or recreational purposes only, so I'm not encouraging you to consume it. Cannabis is a plant-based used around the world to treat disease, such as glaucoma or depression, and its high THC content makes it a highly sought-after plant for therapeutic and recreational purposes. On the other hand, sativas are associated with an invigorating and energizing effect capable of relieving stress, enhancing creativity, and improving concentration. However, experts have questioned this classification and point out that instead of talking about sativa and indicas, it would be more correct to divide the plants into strains or chemovores, chemical variants. For this reason, we will take a look at their benefits, characteristics, uses, and differences to give you a broader vision between these two species. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below your experience. Now, let's get started. Cannabinoids are natural compounds present in the species of the Cannabis family. The effect that cannabis causes in the people are due to its chemical composition. Among them, we find the following: tetrahydrocannabinol (THC), which is the main psychoactive constituent of the family of plants. That is to say, the compound that produces the state of euphoria. Cannabidiol (CBD) is a compound that does not produce euphoria. Instead, it is linked to health benefits, such as relieving pain, nausea, and migraine, as well as preventing seizures. Cannabinol (CBN) is associated with reducing symptoms and side effects of neurological disorders, such as seizures, epilepsy, or muscle stiffness. Tetrahydrocannabinol acid (THCA), although similar to THC, this compound is not psychoactive. On the contrary, it is attributed with benefits against inflammation caused by arthritis and autoimmune diseases, as well as being experimented with to alleviate symptoms of Parkinson's disease and amyotrophic lateral sclerosis (ALS). While it is the THC and CBD content that is usually most closely observed, terpenes have also become important today. These are found naturally, affect smell of the plant, and provide certain effects to the strains. Some terpenes are as follows. Bisabolol is linked to anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. Carfentanil may relieve anxiety and symptoms of depression, as well as also treat ulcers. Linalool, believed to promote relaxation and improve mood, among others that produce different effects that benefit or affect health. Now that we know the basics about cannabis, have you heard the differences between sativa and indica? First, let's talk about cannabis indica. The first thing you need to know to differentiate between these two strains, indica and sativa, is that they grow in totally opposite climate conditions. The indica marijuana plants are typically of mountainous areas, where the terrain is high, the temperatures are low, and the climate is generally extreme. This is the case in the areas located in Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent, Tibet, Nepal, Afghanistan, Pakistan, among others. The plants of cannabis indicas are similar and do not develop much height. Their flower, commonly called bud, is dense, heavy, and aromatic. As far as the effects are concerned, indica and stevia variants are very different and clearly distinguishable. Indicas produce a more physical and muscular effect that provides a feeling of deep body relaxation. Among the benefits of the cannabis indica plant, we can find the following. Relieves body strain. It relaxes the muscles, relieves spasms, reduces convulsions, relieves headaches, and increases mental relaxation, relieves anxieties or stress, increases dopamine levels. Now that some of the popular indicated strains are Northern Lights, OG Kush, and White Widow. 2. Cannabis sativa. Sativa, on the other hand, is a strain typical of warmer, tropical climates found in countries such as Thailand, southern India, Jamaica, and Mexico. As for their appearance, sativas tend to develop a higher height. Some reach up to 3 meters. The buds are distributed on the branches and tend to weigh less because they are less dense. In addition, the smell given off by the sativa buds is less intense. Contrary to indicas, cannabis sativa has more energetic and cerebral effects. It provides a feeling of high mental evaluation and promotes creativity and concentration. Many artists take advantage of the creative effects of sativas to create their work. Benefits of cannabis sativa plant: decrease anxiety, stimulates serotonin, stimulates and increases energy, increases focus and creativity, fights depression. Some of the most popular sativa strains are Amaze Haze, Jack Herer, and Purple Haze. If you have any of those two in your home, you will need to pay close attention to their growth and care. These type of plants, it's not easy to take care of and needs almost exclusive dedication so that it grows healthy and can make the most of it. To do this, you have to take into account some important aspects. The first thing you have to keep in mind is to water in a controlled way. You don't want your plant to drown. Cannabis during this growth stage needs small cycles of humidity and drought. Small cycles of drought and humidity allow a greater aeration of the substrate, thus flavoring a better development of the roots and metabolism of the plant. Before watering, make sure that the substrate is not waterlogged, as it must be kept aerated. A waterlogged or permanently wet substrate lacks the oxygen necessary for the roots and flavors. The proliferation of the pathogenic microorganisms harmful to plants. Watering when the substrate was lost part of its humidity stimulates the growth of the roots, since they grow more as advanced in search of humidity. Since the root is the main nutrition receptor element of the plant, it is essential to maintain an abundant root system to be able to water and fertilize in abundance, since otherwise you can easily drown or over-fertilize the plants. During the flowering stage, cannabis plants should have developed an abundant root system, so drought and humidity cycles are no longer so necessary to stimulate growth. You can water more often, but always avoiding that the substrate is continuously wet. As the plant is larger during the flowering stage, it will have a greater capacity to absorb nutrients and water. The second aspect you should take care of is the type of water you use. If you use containment water or water with unwanted salt, your plants will not progress properly. That is why water quality is a very important factor. Let's say on a scale of water quality, distilled water would be in first place, mineral water in second place, and tap water in third place. If the tap water has a high concentration of salt, as is the case with most of the water in the domestic network of cities, it is a very good option to invest in an osmosis filter. With them, you will eliminate suspended substances and most of the chlorine. Chlorine makes water drinkable and keeps pools clean because it kills microorganisms. Using chlorinated tap water does not kill plants, but it does not favor symbiosis with fungi and bacteria beneficial to the plant. You can use enzyme to largely avoid salt accumulation in the substrate and roots. If you water with water from a reservoir, it is very important as well as economical to use a diffuser stone with a small air pump to oxygenate the water. There are also CO2 and oxygen tablets to put in the tank to improve the supply to the irrigation water. Attention, sativa and indica are not only smokable, but also the industry has evolved to such an extent that you can now get recipes on the internet where they are part of the ingredients, such as brownies, cookies, preparations, and more. The cannabis industry is growing more and more, and I don't think it will stop until its medical and recreational use is normal all over the world. More and more countries are approving it, but it still remains a taboo in most countries around the world. Don't stay away from the channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more new videos. See you next time.